Coffin Fellowship was developed in response to the tremendous need to help Mainers in poverty who need representation in domestic matters that couldn't be met by lawyers providing pro bono assistance. It was born from the vision of many, including Frank Coffin, dedicated to ensuring access to justice for all. Since 1998, over 20 law firms have invested $5 million to employ 30 fellows, helping thousands of Mainers in need. The fellowship is an enduring legacy of expansive impact and the truest collective commitment of ensuring access to justice for all.
The Coffin Fellowship enables people to have someone in their corner. As attorneys, we have access to really important and powerful tools that we can leverage in the service of people who need them. It's a great responsibility.
Having an attorney by your side while you're going through the most difficult time of your life, it makes an incredible difference.
It's daunting to come to court and to have someone who's telling you what to expect and to speak for you. It's hugely empowering.
The vision that the folks who put the fellowship together had was to address these very unique needs in the state of Maine with local support.
Frank and I, we were seeking to encourage lawyers to volunteer more of their time. Legal representation was a major problem, and their skills came through because they established this and they wrote it on a napkin. And the napkin is the equivalent of the Constitution for the Coffin Fellows. Charlie Miller used to drag it out every year when they would call the firms in to remind them of the fact that you're contributing to a worthy cause. Frank was very serious about his own career. He was going to devote his career to public service, and he did. And the work that he did in support of legal service providers for the indigent was very important to him.
You take someone who has this incredible reputation, well-earned through years of working in public services, and uses it for this good at the end of his career to create a legacy. That's just incredible to me and very inspiring.
We really couldn't do this work without everyone working together on the vision that Frank Coffin had of private firms providing the support for the position here at Pine Tree.
The money has such an incredible impact on the clients, and the attorneys who have been Coffin Fellows, they're just set up in their careers, and I think that creates a ripple effect.
The participating firms really provide the salaries of these people, but you know, Pine Tree has to really provide them with overhead and other things.
So we have 2 fellows at a time. They support each other a lot, but they also have the benefit of working with our family law team.
The Coffin Fellowship is a great position for a new attorney because of all of the mentorship and training that's available at Pine Tree, and you get amazing clients and you get to start working with them right from day one.
The people who apply for the fellowship are looking to make a difference on the behalf of real people.
I was particularly drawn to family court. So this fellowship was really everything that I aspired to get in a job. You get tons of experience. I can't think of any other job where you get that much litigation experience that quickly.
You're doing that with a lot of support, a lot of resources at your disposal, and a team behind you.
I was in court from that first month with a lot of support and a lot of help, but also expected to figure it out. And as a result, over the course of the 2 years, I really learned to litigate at a very high level.
You will have such an ability to help people, and you'll learn so much that you're going to carry with you for your future career. I honestly can't imagine a better start to a legal career than a Coffin Fellowship.
There's no question about the impact. People are the benefit, and our society benefits from the fact that we have fewer people who have been deprived.
I do think helping one person can have a deeply profound effect.
We had many clients who, because of our advocacy, were able to re-engage in their lives, and seeing people really transform their lives was such a beautiful part of this fellowship for me.
My name is Celia Duro, and I am a mom of a almost 6-year-old, and I'm going to school to become an EMT and a firefighter. There was, domestic during my pregnancy, which later on caused a stroke before birth of my daughter. So my escape was basically the hospital to get away from him. It was the worst time of my life, for real. I was not in a position where I could pay anything. I had my daughter for a couple years at that point with no child support, no support from him or his family, and she helped me get everything I needed because I wouldn't have been able to do it without her.
I think about all that Celia has to offer the world and how the abuse that you experienced made it hard for you to share those gifts with other people. And I'm really glad that you were able to get the full life that each of you deserves.
She did absolutely make my life better. I would not have gone to school to become an EMT. I started doing photography, and Cora's actually doing really, really great. She started kindergarten this year. She's just growing up beautifully, and I'm gonna teach her to get everything she wants on her own and don't settle for anything less.
It's such a pleasure to see Coffin Fellows in court, and I wish there were a whole army of them across the state.
The most meaningful part of thinking about this legacy of the 30th Fellow is a long line of incredible legal professionals who've been Coffin Fellows, but also all of the people and lives that they've been able to influence in a positive way by providing access to justice.
That's something that Frank Coffin, in all of his career, was so committed to, that we have a chance to really change the lives of people around us.
Frank was always the catalyst. He had this ability to see a problem and to bring something to change it.
The Coffin Fellowship is really creating some justice warriors in the state of Maine. The lessons I learned as being a Coffin Fellow, I've carried with me through my career. His legacy is absolutely inspiring, and I hope it continues forever.
In the words of Frank Coffin, pro bono is not an outlet for charity. It is part of our contract with society, which has turned over the whole house of justice to lawyers. The price of this inestimable privilege and entrustment is our undelegable obligation to see that no one is lost in the cracks of the system, and to work constantly to eliminate those cracks. And one of the important crack fillers is this Coffin Fellowship. To know that the leading law firms in this community are renewing and even increasing their efforts to make it possible for deeply dedicated young lawyers to devote themselves to serving troubled families in their most agonizing times, in fellowships bearing my name, is the most meaningful honor I can imagine.